Some interesting and delightful news from the Giants front today as they are inquiring about possibly trading for Josh Rosen, which is something we as fans have speculated about for the last couple of months. Ever since Kyler Murray has been rumored to go to the Cardinals, it's evident that Josh Rosen needs to be shipped out somewhere. There's no point in keeping two quarterbacks on their rookie contracts that were drafted in the first round. So Josh Rosen right now looks like he's up for grabs. It looks like three teams are going to be interested in him. Joel Klatt reported it was the Chargers, the Patriots, and the New York Giants. So obviously, if you guys know my channel, you know I'm very excited about this. I'm a big Josh Rosen fan. I'm not one of those people who looks at the stats last year and go, oh, this guy sucks because he couldn't do well in his rookie year on the worst team in football, blah, blah, blah. I've made my case of why I think Josh Rosen is still going to be a good NFL player. Best pure passer we've seen from the rookie class last year. Baker Mayfield's obviously going to be the best one in that class, but compare him to Josh Allen, Darnold, and Lamar Jackson. Definitely a better passer than those three guys, I would think. That's just my opinion. So basically, we have to outbid two other teams at this point, from what it's being reported as. The Redskins were thrown in there like a month ago, but right now it's been said the Patriots and the Chargers, and it makes sense because every team has an aging quarterback. I mean, Brady's 41, Rivers is like 36, I think. Eli is going to be 38. So it all makes sense. But right now, the Giants probably have the most leverage out of those teams because it seems like most teams don't want to spend the first round pick on Josh, or not spend, but trade a first round pick for Josh Rosen. We have the 37th pick overall in the second round, and that is really the highest amongst those three teams because obviously the Chargers and the Patriots had good records last year. They both made the playoffs. Patriots probably have the last pick in the second round because they won the damn Super Bowl. So right now, if you're going off second round picks, we have the highest pick. My concern is, though, what if the Patriots say, you know what, we'll give up our first 32nd overall for Josh Rosen. So then the Patriots beat us because they're at 32 and we're at 37. So then in that case, you might have to go to 17 overall and give them our 17th overall pick. That's something that has been discussed on Twitter. I'm kind of fine with that. I really am. I mean, if you think about where Rosen was taken last year, which was 10th overall, I think he should have been the second quarterback off the board behind Mayfield. He was the fourth one off the board, actually, because of some concerns with his character and arrogance and how he handles the media. But there was no issues last year from what I know, so I really don't know what the big deal is with that. He's a guy who likes to speak his mind, but I just wanted a guy who can throw the damn ball and be a good quarterback. I don't care about the media all that much. So let's answer the obvious question. Why does it make sense to trade for Josh Rosen? And I definitely said this in previous episodes, but if you trade 37 overall, your second round pick, the Giants do have two first rounders, as we all know this year. They really need talent on their defense, and I think I would rather have two first-round picks to spend on talented defenders rather than spend a 6th overall pick on Haskins and then have one pick for a defender. I'd rather have two stud defensive players, even two edge rushers is possible. I mean, we really don't know what they're going to do in the draft. Maybe the Giants go out and take Sweat at 6 overall, and then 17th overall take a Cleveland Farrell or something like that. I don't know what their plan is, obviously, but the thing I got right about their plan, and I speculated this probably a month ago as well, is that I think we're going to take whoever the Cardinals don't take. I think if the Cardinals stuck with Rosen, we were going to go all out to try and trade for Kyler Murray. It seems like Pat Shermer was very fond of Kyler Murray. I'm very fond of Kyler Murray myself. I think he's going to be a superstar in the NFL, and congrats to the Cardinals because they're really going to have what I think is going to be one of the best players in football in the next few years in Kyler Murray. So I know some people doubt him because of the size and all that kind of crap, but I really think he's an electric player. He'll be fine. He'll be a star one day. But Josh Rosen ain't that bad either. So if we can get him for, 50 cents on the dollar, then I'll take it any day of the week and get our two stud defenders in the first round. So I think it makes sense from that standpoint. If you look at the financials of it, Rosen's owed between $4 and $5 million annually over the next 3 seasons from his rookie deal. He has a 5th-year option as well. And if you cut Eli Manning right now, you save $17 million, as we all know. Then you add Rosen's contract, which is another $4 million. So then you have $13 million in this free agency to spend. And there's still some decent free agents out there. I know there's linebackers like Nick Perry and Zach Brown still out there. The Giants can take a shot on one of them or maybe even two of them, but I really don't know what other names are out there right now. I'm sure there's a lot of people. The Giants can get 2 more pretty good free agents and sign them with the money they would save from cutting Eli Manning. The one thing I don't want is us to trade for Rosen and then start Eli every game next year. That would make no sense to me. Rosen pretty much played every game last year besides the first 3, I believe. So to have him play most of last year and then go back to the bench and sit behind Eli wouldn't make much sense to me. I think the Giants need to do the right football thing and cut Eli Manning in that situation rather than do what's good for Eli and what's good for his feelings. Make the smart move as a football team and not worry about the guy's feelings so much. But it's the Giants, and I expect them to keep Eli and start him every game next year. But that's my prediction. But if I was GM, I would not do that. I would cut Eli Manning, go with Josh Rosen, have him learn the system, have him grow more as a quarterback, play on that rookie deal, build a rapport with his receivers, Golden Tate, Sterling Shepard, Saquon Barkley, Evan Engram. Build it with all those guys, and in the next couple of years, maybe you'll be a competitive football team. I think that's the route to go. So I'm trying to think about this as like a whole. So if you told me last year, and obviously last year, like this is when I first started making videos around this time, maybe a little before it, I was adamant about wanting a quarterback because I could tell Eli Manning was washed and I thought he had nothing left. We were the 2nd overall pick in a quarterback-rich draft. I said Baker Mayfield is the one I want. He went with number 1 overall. Then I said Josh Rosen's the one I want. We took Saquon Barkley. Nothing wrong with that. Saquon Barkley is the best running back in football right now. I'll argue anybody about it. He is terrific. He's amazing. The problem is he's a running back. So positional value. That's really what it is. But if you told me a year ago that next year, now, you can have Josh Rosen for a 2nd-round pick and Saquon Barkley all on the same team, that is something I'd sign up for any day of the week. And Dave Gettleman would actually look like a genius. I mean, I'm never going to fully forgive the guy for the Odell trade and for a couple other things and saying, Jonathan Stewart's been in the league for 10 years and he hasn't lost a step. That was stupid. We all can agree on that. The Patrick Omameh signing. There's a lot of stupid things this guy's done as GM. But if he can somehow get Saquon Barkley and Josh Rosen on the rookie deals on the same team, I'd applaud that any day of the week. And I would actually take the hashtag #FireGettleman out of my Twitter bio, and I wouldn't worship the guy for this trade because it's pretty obvious. If you're in this situation and you have a obviously declining Eli Manning, that's another thing. Dave Gettleman talks up Eli Manning so much. It's ridiculous. He's talking like Eli Manning had 35 touchdowns to 8 interceptions last year and threw for 4,800 yards. The guy literally had 22 touchdowns in 2018 NFL starting every game. Not that impressive. And he had some pretty damn good weapons as well. Sterling Shepard, Evan Engram, Odell Beckham, right? And the guy had 22 touchdowns. And the offensive line wasn't good, but it wasn't the worst in the league. It wasn't even like bottom 5 in the league. So they should have done better. But, Dave Gettleman just talks up Eli like he was freaking amazing last year. It makes no sense. I don't know if he's doing it because he's trying to, give Eli confidence, or I don't know what he's trying to do. Obviously, a GM is not going to badmouth his quarterback, but he sounds fully convinced when he's talking about how good Eli was last year. He's like, oh, you got to look at the last 4 games. Okay, yeah, all right, the last 4 games were impressive, I guess. I mean, they got shut out by the Titans at home. I don't forget that. They did have some shootouts with teams, but these things happen. This has happened the end of every season for Eli. The last 5 years it happens. The Giants have these shootout type games at home, and then they end up losing in the last second. That's how every week 17 has gone for the Giants for the last 5 years, it feels like. So I'm used to it by now, but Dave Gettleman kind of has to stop with the whole talking up Eli thing. It's kind of ridiculous, and I hope he doesn't fully believe it because I would have even more concerns for him as a GM. But I'm going to try and stay positive here. If he does trade for Rosen and has Barkley on the same team, really freaking good move. So that's what I want to see right now. So that situation is best case scenario for me right now. It would be Rosen 2nd round, 2 defenders with the first 2 picks, 6 and 17 overall, and then with the money we would save from cutting Eli, maybe sign 2 more free agents that are out there. The Giants might actually be good if that happens. If they sign if they sign 2 good defenders in free agency and then draft 2 stud edge rushers, or Greedy Williams and another edge rusher or something like that, then this team might actually be competitive next year and they might actually win the East. But that's, a lot has to happen in that situation, and we haven't even traded for Rosen, so I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But anyway, Dave Gettleman, when I woke up, was on Good Morning Football. Thank God I was able to rewind it and watch the whole interview. Some interesting quotes he had. So first was, my wife texts me, are you working on your plan yet? So this guy's wife is basically roasting him because his plan is looking like crap right now. if it's not crap yet, not yet. I mean, this offseason's not over for sure. He can make one trade for a quarterback in Arizona for a second-round pick, make it look very good, and draft some very good defenders. This offseason ain't over yet. Another one. The game has evolved, and your safeties need to be legitimate three-down players. Talk about shots fired, Mr. Landon Collins. His third quote, "We're going to fix this, and we're going to be better." Well, Dave, you can't get much worse. That's what I gotta say to that. You've had 8 wins in the past 2 seasons, right? Am I doing this right? Yes. Yeah, that's it. 5 plus 3. But yeah, all right. So we have that. Thank you to Jabril Peppers, who actually tweeted my video and didn't give me any credit, obviously, but at least he tweeted my video. That was awesome, so I thank him for that. Obviously, he's not watching this, but that was pretty cool. I'm gonna put this out there. If the Giants trade for Rosen, I'll get his jersey right away. I'll order it. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. Second, it would probably be, and I was thinking about this today in class while I was trying to avoid, doing work and stuff. I was thinking, when was the last time as a Giant fan that I was really happy? When's the last time I could applaud the Giants for what they did? If the Giants do trade for Rosen and get him for a second-round pick, I legitimately think this will be the happiest Giants moment I've had since Week 17 in 2016, which was the game where we beat the Redskins on their home field to knock them out of the playoffs. The game where DRC had the game-ending interception on Cousins. It was amazing. That was a great moment as a Giant fan to knock them out of the playoffs, and I don't think we've been that happy as Giant fans since, and that's been 2.5 years. So it's been a rough stretch for us. But I really, for some reason, I have a weird confidence that we are going to get Rosen. We need him the most out of those teams they listed, the Chargers and the Patriots. The Chargers, I think, got Tyrod Taylor, so they don't need a backup. Tyrod Taylor is a decent backup. The Patriots, Tom Brady doesn't get hurt nowadays, so he'll be fine. But, if we can get Rosen somehow, cut Eli Manning. Well, they're not going to cut Eli Manning. I keep telling myself that. But, look, I'd rather cut Eli Manning and have 2 decent defenders in free agency rather than keep Eli Manning and then have Josh Rosen not develop on the bench. It just doesn't make much sense to me. So, we'll see what happens with that. But the draft's going to be exciting. I'm going to do another mock draft before the draft happens, probably a week or 2 before. I'm going to do some more videos on some prospects, guys like Brian Burns, Quinnen Williams, Cleveland Farrell. I say Cleveland, but some people say Cleveland. I go Cleveland. Cleveland Farrell. So I'll do some of those videos. If you guys want a specific player to, for me to make a highlight video of, let me know in the comments. As always, my Twitter is @Mike_NYY. If you want me to follow you back, just, give me a message and say, hey, man, I watch your videos. A follow back would be awesome, something like that. So that would be cool. That's pretty much it. So I'll talk to you guys during the next video, probably the mock draft video. Maybe the next video will be an actual reaction to a Josh Rosen trade. That's what I'm praying for right now. So we'll see what happens. But until then, I'll talk to you guys next time.